Hey now, how is everybody doing? Welcome to Red Alert Diaries with Tanya E. Hood. I'm Tanya E. Hood, a wife, a mother, and an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, it simply means I've worn a lot of different hats in my life that have helped me develop a full range of strategies and actionable steps that I've used to help my clients make a strategic impact, both personally and professionally, to have better than what life has been given them. Red Alert Diaries is based on the life lessons from my premier book, Red Alert. Is he the one? The pocket guide defining the love of your life. And if you read my book, you already know that I got married at 21. And after 11 years of marriage, I found myself going through a divorce, having to raise my two sons alone. To reset my life and survive my divorce, I took the time I needed to get to know me better, which opened me up to new love again. So now I'm in a new marriage to the love of my life and my best friend, which just proves there is life after divorce. On this podcast, we have conversations that's real talk, marriage, divorce, money, and legacy. I want you to join me on the journey. And today I want to have a deeper conversation with you because oftentimes when we are going through different things in our lives, sometimes we need inspiration and clarity from a place that is sustaining. I don't know about you, but when I was going through the chaos of my divorce, that moment in time looked like eternity. So, what I needed were solutions that surpassed that moment so that I can function, so that I can reach for something greater than myself, a hope beyond the moment that I was existing in. And a lot of you are fully aware that a lot of my inspiration and insight comes from the Bible. And today, I want to give you some financial principles from the Bible that gave me success, that got me out of that two-bedroom apartment into a home that gave me the opportunity to reset my life, cleared up $35,000 worth of debt, and put me in a financial position to grow, develop, and maximize into a new direction. So there was one scripture that gave me the true vision to move into a better direction. It was Genesis 1:28. Now, a lot of you have heard it, and I'm going to pull it up so I can read it to you, and then I'll break down what I received out of it. You see, Genesis 1:28 says, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. You see, looking at this description of what God was talking about being fruitful, he stated this after he already told man that they were designed in his image. I'm grateful that God gave that vision beforehand because if God created everything, then that means I can do what was stated in the very beginning. He had already blessed us. And now he said, be fruitful. See, the thing about be fruitful is simply meaning produce something. There is something that you were put in the earth to produce. I don't know what that may be for you, but I'm certain that you can figure it out because somebody somewhere in your life has already tapped into it. Somebody has asked you to do something for them that they knew you had the skill set and ability to get done. Maybe you are a person that is very good at organizing things, putting structures in place, developing a framework that can give somebody else a guideline to move through so that they can get to their best position. Maybe you are a person that is a comforter, a supporter, someone that people go to because they know going to you will bring their heart, soul, peace. Going to you will give them the opportunity to be able to have a comfort in an environment where there's often chaos. Maybe you are the person that they know if they go to you, you can give them an actionable step, something that they can do right here, right now, today, that can maximize where they want to be or just make them pivot just a little bit so that they can get the success that they desire. I don't know what that is for you, but I know that somewhere along the way, someone sees where you are focused on and they're able to get you to support them with producing what they desire while you produce what you already do best. And then the next part of the scripture that was talking about said increase the number. Well, increase is multiplying. If you have something that you're already doing, Just keep doing it. And I speak a lot in the beginning about being an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, it simply means I've done several different things that I've learned how to package and make money off of. One of those things was telling my story. A lot of you already know, and you hear snippets of it in the beginning, where I share with you that I went through a divorce and I had to reset. Learning how to go through that reset in my story is where I did what people often ask me to do. I just did it for myself in that moment. Develop a strategy and an actionable step that helped me get to my breakthrough. I was able to take those strategies and those actionable steps and maximize those tools and put them inside of a book. Red Alert, is he the one? The pocket guide, defining the love of your life, is my tool with the strategies and actionable steps that I use to reset my life, to clear up where I was with that debt, being homeless and unemployed. All of that is elements that are inside of that one book. And then to help people flesh out a little bit more about what was being discussed in that story, I did that through the workbook. So I took a product, something that I produced, increased it by adding a workbook, and expanded the knowledge because it's already in you. What you have been doing already for others, and a lot of you are working a full-time job that's maximizing your skill set. You can enhance that by multiplying that skill set into other areas. That one book has turned into a course. That one book is what this podcast is based off of. That one book has changed the trajectory of my life, and it has the potential to do the next part where it says here, fill the earth. Fill the earth just means distribute. Whatever you are working with, whatever you have, distribute it. That book has now been distributed in several different places, and it has given me the opportunity to write other books that are international bestsellers. As a result, the skill set that I have, the knowledge that I bring, what I want to impart to the world to give them an actionable step and a strategy to help them maximize their life, because it's what I do. It's what I produce. It's what's designed in the seed of my soul. You have something in yours that you can produce, that you can multiply, and then distribute it. Because once you go through the distribution, then you get to the next part where it says, and subdue it. Subdue simply means dominate. Now, we have a concept of it, but we don't often pay enough attention to what that looks like. You see, this biblical principle, many other people have applied, and a lot of other places that you see as businesses have fully utilized it. I'll use one example. One example that a lot of people are typically familiar with is McDonald's. McDonald's produces basic foods. What they do is produce. Your responsibility is to produce the best thing that you know to produce. And that will give you the opportunity to multiply it. And so McDonald's multiplied their locations by creating a franchise. That franchise has been distributed worldwide. So now, when you think about fast food, McDonald's comes to mind for a lot of people because they have subdued their area. What are you able to produce that you can multiply, distribute, and then dominate that area of what's going on in your world? Some of you have to just birth that one book. When you birth that one book, you can multiply that by having the production company just continue to produce it for you. Your responsibility then is to distribute it. And you do that by joining individuals on their platforms or creating your own platform through your various social media elements or wherever else you would like to distribute what you created. And after you have done that, that's where we get the opportunity to see those people maximizing in whatever area that they have. I want you to see what it is that you have, that you can maximize this one scripture. Because the Bible has a whole lot of financial elements that you can use that will give you success. But this one thing today, produce, multiply, distribute, and dominate. If you can gain what that one thing is, you can change the financial trajectory of your life. Because I know for me that I did. Now, here's something I want to share. If you're thinking, I don't have a book in me that I want to do it, you don't have to. You see, when I cleared up that $35,000 worth of debt that was left to me in the aftermath of my divorce, I had no book, but I did have a knowledge about one thing that I knew to do, and I maximized it. Find that one thing that you know that you can do that as a support system for others around you that can change the trajectory of your life. I used the knowledge that I learned to clear up my credit, which plummeted from 736 down to 526. Learning how to clear up my credit was something that I began to tell others about. And then I got the opportunity to use that knowledge as a product, began to multiply by sharing that information with others. And then people started paying me for it. Once they started paying me for it, it gave me the opportunity to distribute it. And I connected with others that were in a position to help me maximize the use of that skill set. And then I dominated that area in my space. And that supported me. And using that in other arenas, find the one thing that people ask you about. What were you birthed into the earth to produce? When you discover that, you discover your purpose. And once you discover your purpose, you can find that product. And that product will then walk you through this scripture. Multiply it, distribute it, and then subdue the area that you are in. And so for today, if you don't remember anything else I've shared, here's the one thing I want you to know. Maximize what you already bring to the table. Somebody's coming to you for a knowledge, a skill, whatever that ability is. Start making it a product so that you can multiply it, distribute it, and then dominate the area that you're in. And if you want someone to join you on the journey, feel free to go to my website, TanyaEhood.com. There you can click under the Work With Me tab and see the various ways that we can work with one another. And if you want to extend this conversation, we are having conversations every Tuesday on Instagram live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I encourage you to join me so that we can continue this conversation. In the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood, walking in my purpose, and I want you to do the same.